fire signs, welcome back. And for those of you that are cross watchers, we're here to tune into the connection, the joint energy, and the what, why, where, when, and how. And this is formatted to give you solutions to help you through your ascension path into union. And a lot of times when we do have blocks in the path, it prevents the forward movement. I do coach the Soul Collective connected to the Twin Flame path. If you do want to become part of the Members Hub, it's $11 a month and there's 3 sessions and it's private, which is good. Okay, so let's get into the energy. Now, okay, the first thing I am sensing is there might have been an overreactive sacral chakra, okay? Because the what at the moment is coming through in 2 ways. It is coming through, and I've got a crystal as well. It is coming through a little bit like this person maybe had addictive tendencies. But at the same time, when the chakra is under or overactive, and I had a quaint conversation with a client this weekend, because the sacral chakra is the intimate energy. It's the fire, it's the control, and it can go overactive or underactive. Now, yes, because of the transits, it is making it hard. I do feel this energy is, although it's coming through as pleasure, I'm thinking it's more a metaphor at this point, and what they're wanting is to be happy. What they're wanting is to have their personal power. They're wanting to have, you know, purpose in life and to be doing something for a direct reason, which is very fire sign and orientation. So it's almost like, spiritually speaking, my guides are showing me is that it's not necessarily that this person has actually had that yet. But they're tuning into it and there's this longing. And again, the sacral chakra does denote longing. Sometimes when the chakra between the connection is under or overactive, if it's overactive on one side, 9 times out of 10 on the other side of the fence, it might be underactive on the others. But it is to do with a major decision and really needing to get to a place where those things we're wanting to co-create, we can actually balance those energies out, assess it on the 3D, and bring that 5D into a physical reality. I do feel this pocket of fire signs is pretty much had enough. You know, they're really in this point of manifesting and physically putting their money where their mouth is. We've got a lot of blue on the table here and a lot of purple. So in their mindset, they're really considering, you know, where this happiness is, and I feel it's directly connected to their counterpart. But it almost is wanting to actually build something, but also wanting to have an element of control within their own life. So at times, if they did attract karmic energies into their life that were deeply controlling, it may have been why the rebellious energy was there. I don't feel it's remaining that way. I purely don't. I really feel moving into this eclipse energy of Sagittarius, it really links to the masculines. They're really owning their power within the twin flame connection, but it is both sides of the fence that we're really moving towards our hopes and dreams and within the power we actually have. Now, the crystal that they have, and it's funny because we've got a lot of throat chakra here, guys, and as a psychic medium, I tend to embody the frequency of it, and I keep having to clear my throat. And we'll get into that in a minute, but I literally can feel all of a sudden my throat needing clearing. I am grateful for other people's good fortune. It brings me joy to see others experience happiness. Tiger Iron. Now, what I'm getting with this is initially, you know, sometimes we can draw these comparisons, and it was something that both parties were really seeking, this great happiness, maybe thinking it was only for some people, not for the joint of you. Feeling safe and protected, that's really, again, it's matching the sacral chakra. These groups at the moment are in their higher octane energy. Now, initially it can come through a little bit aggressive, but I do feel it's really been this slow burn for them where they're now taking direct action. That can be with karmics, and I'm going to pull clarifiers, but we're going to get into what they're doing right now is owning their power. And it's really about purpose. It's really about them looking at it and saying, hey, this is something that I want for myself. And ultimately speaking, when it is about another person, it's never purely authentic. And that's why that notion in the twin flame connection is to do with unconditional love, not conditional. And that has been something with my clientele over the last 3 weeks during Mercury retrograde. Really has been coming up. But it is quite purgatory, and I'm seeing that the fire signs at the moment did go through a portal that was quite dark. They're moving out of it on the other side where they're really quite directional. And no longer are they willing to give their power away. Why this came about is because, number one, they were going through that awakened state, okay? So their intuition, I do feel they've been, you know, intuition's good, but it can be problematic because when we're going through the monkey mind, you know, we're trying to make common sense of it, which is an element of healing. Their intuition, it was based on safety and control. Now where it's at is really, really interconnected. They're trusting it. They feel more comfortable within themselves. They're really sure about what their instincts have told them. And they did need to make peace with the chapter and directly close it. Again, we've got a double whammy here. Trust your instincts. I mean, these groups here know exactly what they're doing. Before they did feel they were blindsided, I do feel when they did meet you, they were quite afraid. It felt as though they met the right person at the wrong time, so to speak. But where they're feeling right now is they can't stop thinking about you. And that's another reality, you know, especially if they're not happy right now in the situation they're in. It's creating anxiety and anger. But it's also taking their power back. And why this had to happen is so that they move into their authenticity and truth. Okay, the crowning energy for pleasure, please. Why? Why is this happening? What is it? What is this relating to? Yeah, it's awakening. It's really no longer wanting to do things that make them unhappy. It's having to sometimes live in that unhappiness to reach closure with it. To have that new way of being, and I do feel a lot of lineage in the last few weeks has been coming up. Yeah, and really seeing the truth of the matter. It's like accepting it, self-fulfilling prophecies. Okay, why did it have to happen this way, please? What, you know, why is the intuition card here? What have they been thinking about? Wow, okay. They've been thinking about this for a very long time, and they had been struggling with it in their mind, but they're also comparing themselves. You know, if this is on the masculine side, remember this is joint energy, but it also can be where the masculine is at within the connection. I'm feeling as though there's this strength, and it's really this viewpoint both on masculine's and feminine side is that, you know, what are we willing to fight for? But I feel intuitively it's like fighting for that sense of self to do something that actually makes you happy regardless of what society feels. Yeah, faith driven regardless of what society is. Spirituality, you know, sometimes we go in this circular effect. Sometimes we almost feel, you know, and I keep saying, what does it mean to be divine? This human being here may not on the 3D appear to be very traditional, but the conditioning really is very traditional in value. So it has been very difficult. I do feel they're thinking of marriage with you. I do think they're thinking of taking this to the next level. It is pretty much till death do you part kind of energy coming through. Okay, where are they at? They're in the communication stage. And I did say to you, you know, my throat chakra kept going. Okay, so they've got this self-expression, and initially it might come through a little, and it is to do with the past. It's looking in the past, so it is directly communicating to you. It's about all the changes that they've been going through, but they're willing to make these changes now. They're willing to actually take the steps to go back over old ground and to correct it, to bring the healing in. And I feel it's that they're more ready to. They do see that both parties here have been healing. They're also feeling this has taken a great deal of a toll on Divine Feminine. But they feel love is worth fighting for, and this is what they're doing. They had been fighting the fight of their life, so to speak. You know, when this is going to happen, I do feel it's between now and Mercury direct, and it is either going to be through telephone call or direct actions. I do feel some of you are going to hear something through the grapevine, but it's going to be quite transparent. So they know that when they're ready to actually open their throat chakra, because it's funny, it's almost like it's coming through where divine feminine isn't directly moving towards them, they're stepping back. You know, I use the analogy Little Miss Muffet sat on a tuffet. It's really sitting back and allowing that person to come towards you. They also know that if the energy has been a bit choppy, it has made it actually difficult for them to communicate. They understand the reasons why that has been there. There is some sense of regret, but it was through fear that somebody else was going to take you. So there's this anxiousness, but it comes through due to previous experiences, not necessarily that that was what directly was going to happen. But I do feel when this is happening, it is helping them actually grow. Okay, how are they going to do this? Oh, wow, okay. It's like they're wanting to make their dreams come true. But it is to do with, again, the transits in astrology I use as key points, especially because I do channel both psychically and cover the transits. Spiritually, what I'm seeing here, it's very Neptunian in energy, but it's seeing the blunt truth. It's seeing the reality. And I feel this is closure. Closure relating to a past tense experience. Closure relating to, okay, internal forgiveness. And I'm hearing the term, how do I explain it? Redemption. It feels like redemption, wanting to bring this back to an even keel, wanting to get it to a point that they can make these dreams come true. Now, you know, with Jupiter going direct, next year it's transiting into Pisces. We're having the eclipse in Sagittarius. These are all placements of divine masculine, especially because Chiron's retrograde at the moment. There's a lot of healing going on. Yeah, they really do want this to be a solid long-term connection. Now, if you do want to come through and see further what's hidden from you, feel free to come through. Otherwise, I will see you on Friday for the Twin Flame updates. We have lives every Friday at 10 a.m. Otherwise, I'll see you during the week for the new content. Thanks for joining YILDIZ Readings 5D. If you do want more content like this, number one, we have it regularly. Number two, we're live every Friday, as well as having separate sessions in the Twin Flame room, 3 additional a month that is private. Come through and get the support you need. Or if you need a booking, you can go to the link directly below, and my website link is there. Love and light. I'll see you for the lives and the super chats on Friday.